Ladies and gentlemen, friends of sport, admirers of greatness, and all who understand the thrill of competition, lend me your ears, for what I am about to share is not just a tale of athletes, but of dreams intersecting across disciplines, of admiration that transcends boundaries, of fire shared between titans of different terrains. This is the story of Carlos Alcaraz, the king of clay, and the man he would gladly stand beside on a tennis court, not another tennis player, no. A master of speed, strategy, and Spanish legacy, Fernando Alonso. Carlos Alcaraz, the young phenom whose explosive rise has captivated not just the tennis world but the entire sporting community, has opened a window into his heart. And through that window, we see not just a champion, but a fan. Not just a warrior, but a dreamer. Fresh off his monumental Roland Garros triumph, where he conquered the indomitable Jannik Sinner in a marathon of will and endurance, Alcaraz is still burning with the flames of glory. Yet, even in his moment of triumph, he chose to reflect on another titan. That titan is Fernando Alonso. A name that echoes through the halls of Formula One history like thunder. Two-time world champion, master tactician, the relentless bull who charged through the world's fastest circuits with nothing but fury in his veins and Spain in his soul. And now, Alcaraz says, if he had to choose a partner for a doubles match, if he could turn the tennis court into a battlefield with one ally, it would be Alonso. Think about that. A tennis champion not choosing another racket wielder, not choosing another ATP warrior, but a Formula One driver. What does that say? It says admiration is not confined by boundaries. It says passion recognizes passion, heart calls to heart, and greatness acknowledges greatness. Alcaraz did not stumble into this opinion lightly. He is not a casual viewer of the Grand Prix weekends. He is, in his own words, a Formula One fanatic. He watches, he learns, he cheers, and above all, he respects. The dangers of the track, the decisions made in fractions of seconds, the pressure of representing one's nation on the global stage, these are elements he understands deeply. For while he does not pilot a machine at 300 kilometers per hour, he too lives in a world where the margins for error are microscopic, where mental strength is the dividing line between triumph and heartbreak. And Alcaraz, at only 21, already knows what it's like to carry a nation's hope. Like Alonso did when he broke the stranglehold of German and Finnish dominance in F1 and raised the Spanish flag high in Monte Carlo, Monza, and Interlagos, Alcaraz now does the same on the clay of Paris, the grass of Wimbledon, and the hard courts of New York. Two sports, two arenas, one spirit. He said it with a smile, the idea of teaming up with Alonso. But behind that smile was something deeper, reverence. A nod from one Spanish gladiator to another. You see, these moments are not just about hypothetical doubles matches. They are about connection, about the lineage of sporting greatness in Spain, passed not just through generations but across sports. From Nadal to Alonso, from Iniesta to Gasol, and now, Carlos Alcaraz. Imagine the scene. A tennis court, floodlit and echoing with anticipation. On one side, the young prince of tennis, Carlos Alcaraz. On the other, the elder statesman of speed, Fernando Alonso. Both dressed in Spanish red and gold. Both holding rackets instead of what made them famous. And both smiling, not because they've got nothing to prove, but because they know exactly who they are. Alcaraz sees in Alonso more than just speed. He sees composure, grit, longevity, the ability to defy odds, silence critics, and rise from shadows when written off. He sees someone who continued to chase excellence well into his 40s, a rare breed in modern sport. And maybe, just maybe, Alcaraz sees a glimpse of his own future in that. Because longevity is not gifted. It is earned, with every training session when no one is watching, with every recovery from injury, with every doubt faced and conquered. Alcaraz, though still at the beginning of his prime, already understands the cost of greatness. And perhaps that is why he respects Alonso so deeply. Not just for the trophies, but for the tenacity. Sports fans often debate who the true greats are. But sometimes, greatness recognizes itself in a mirror shaped differently. A tennis champion may never sit behind a wheel in a Monaco hairpin. An F1 legend may never slide on the clay of Court Philippe Chatrier. But their hearts beat to the same rhythm. It is no coincidence that both Alcaraz and Alonso are revered not just for winning, but for how they win. With charisma, with humility, with passion. When Alcaraz lifts his arms to the sky after a grueling five-setter, there's a fire in his eyes not unlike Alonso's after a daring overtake at the final chicane. They wear their nation not on their backs but in their hearts. And so, when Carlos says he would team up with Fernando, he is not just proposing a fun idea. He is making a statement. A statement that transcends the tennis court. A statement that says, I see you. I respect you. I believe in what you stand for. This is also a tribute to what Spain has given the world. A small but proud nation with a fierce tradition of excellence. From the red clay of Murcia to the twisting tracks of Catalonia, the heartbeat of Spanish sport is relentless. And when two of its brightest stars, one soaring now, one who has soared for decades, recognize each other, it is a celebration for all. One might say, what could Alonso offer in tennis? Surely he's never held a racket seriously. But to Alcaraz, that matters less than you'd think. Because what he wants beside him is not just skill, but spirit. Intelligence. Calm under pressure. A partner who will not break, even when the storm is raging. And Alonso. He's weathered hurricanes at 300 kilometers per hour. A tennis serve. He'd smile at the challenge. And Carlos, ever the student of greatness, knows that chemistry matters more than technique. Doubles is not just about rackets and reflexes. It's about trust, communication, unspoken understanding. What better partner than someone who's made a career out of navigating chaos with clarity? This dream pairing, Alcaraz and Alonso, is a love letter to sport itself. A reminder that while the arenas may change, the values remain. Courage, discipline, hunger, and above all, respect. So when Carlos Alcaraz, freshly crowned at Roland Garros, turns to the microphones and names Fernando Alonso, not another tennis star, but an F1 warrior, as his dream doubles partner, we do not just hear admiration. We hear history echo. We hear the roar of engines and the bounce of balls blending into a national anthem sung not with words, but with deeds. This is what sport is at its best: unity, connection, legacy. And this story, of a tennis phenom and a Formula One legend, reminds us that no matter the field of play, true champions speak the same language. So raise a glass not just to Carlos Alcaraz, the future of tennis, nor just to Fernando Alonso, the legend of the track, but to the power of respect between generations. To dreams that stretch across disciplines. And to the beautiful idea that even the greatest heroes have their own heroes, too.